Hi everyone, how are you? In this video I would like to show you how we can print with some basic equipment, of course. We can print a t-shirt with for the example, we have a simple design, just one color. We can print it with a heat transfer vinyl. So it is that one. The design is black, but I just use it to work on the software as black color. The t-shirt is black. We are going to print with the white letters and the design. So to do that, guys, you need to have kind of software and kind of equipment. I use Silhouette Cameo, still the second version, which is the older one, and but this been for 2 years, 3 years actually. Great working horse. I mean, once it will get broken down for sure, and I'll maybe change it with Cameo 3, maybe it will be Cameo 4 by then. But so far I have been done, I have done thousands, maybe, I don't know, at least hundreds, maybe thousands of t-shirts, and it's very nice piece of equipment. It's basically a cutter, so it allows you to cut the design. It comes with its own software, which is the Silhouette Studio, and it's a couple of editions. It comes with the basic one, if I'm not wrong. There is a disc, comes with this, yeah, and I upgraded to a business edition because it has more features inside. It allows to do more stuff, more complicated designs, etc. So once you figure out how to work, it's very simple. I have never worked with Photoshop, stuff like that, complicated softwares. I never worked it, and I figure out on myself, and with videos, of course, with YouTube, like the one I'm shooting now, with guys who are, so kind to help and explain how they do stuff. So all information is out there, guys. Just watch videos, learn, read the website about the matter, and you'll learn. It's very simple. I have done the design, like size and stuff. I work in centimeters and meters measurements. So once we send it to the cutter and it cuts it, then we're gonna weed out the extra vinyl, which we don't need. I'll show how. Then we come back to the press, heat press. You need the last piece of equipment is a heat press. I know some people, like a hobbyist at home and stuff, for just doing t-shirts for their families, for friends or for themselves, use iron, but iron is not professional, guys. If you're applying to do kind of small home business, or just if you want your outcome to be nice and professional, you need a heat press. There are plenty of heat presses lately, everywhere, so choose one, grab it, make sure it's working, even if it's second hand. Make sure it holds the temperature up. One piece of advice: if you're buying second hand, take your time, half an hour or something, 20 minutes, heat it up with the guy who is selling it. Use this kind of reader. It's an electronic temperature meter reader. Chinese piece of crap. I bought it a long time ago, but it still works. And you just point in different places of the heating element and make sure all temperature is even everywhere. Let's say if you set it up for 160 degrees, and once it reaches the temperature, measure it with this piece of tool. It holds the temperature up, like once it reaches it will beep, or sort of, it will show up on the display. If there's a display, for example, this very old American Hicks press, it's a great working horse. I'll explain you later about it. But my idea was, make sure when it reaches the temperature, the platen, as I showed earlier with the meter pointer, it holds up equal temperature everywhere, and it actually holds it on for a time. like 5-10 minutes. Take your time, not just reach it. Okay, it's okay everywhere, it's 160 degrees, fuck it, you know. Just take another 5-10 minutes. Make sure the press is holding on this temperature, not dropping it again. I mean, it has a kind of, you know, equipment sensors inside, which once it fails, switch on again. I call that, I don't know exactly, but it's just basically, if it figure out with like 5 degrees up and down, that's okay, but not like showing you 160 on the display and the actual temperature is 140 or 130 or less. This will be, you know, but buy, don't get it, that one. If you buy new, of course it comes with warranty and stuff, so you don't need to worry much of it. So basic heat press, 38 by 38 centimeters is that one, the platen. So that's a normal standard. I have bigger one here, like 40 by 50. It's full of my stuff. I'm just usually I got it as a spare one, never used it yet, already a year sitting here. It's still Hicks, newer version of that one, but this is doing great job and I hope it will continue. It's maybe 30 years old. I found it, it's a big story. I found it, you know, buried in a storage in a village in the mountain, which was unbelievable for me, the place where I live, you know, to find such a thing. But from a friend I found another guy who was having things, maybe, I don't know, the story was like his brother 20 years ago wanted to do stuff like that and he just bought it and never used it, or used it 10 times. You know, the platen is perfect, you know, no damage at all. It just rust on the top. It's been sitting for 20 years maybe, but the press is great. Anyway, that's enough for the press. I switched it on earlier a little bit, it's already heated up. So now we are going to cut the design and weed it and then place it on the t-shirt, press it down for a few seconds, the t-shirt is done. How you do that? If you use that equipment like mine and that software and that cutter, I'll show you in my case what I do. If you have another equipment, the steps are almost the same perhaps. So I use a cutting mat, which is 12 by 12 inches or 13.5 centimeters square, and I place the design on the top. It's difficult to do with one hand. I still shoot videos with my phone, and I'll just leave it for now, and I'll place the vinyl onto the cutting mat. In the beginning I tried to cut without the mat. I mean the beginning since I got it, the first few times I tried to cut the design without a mat. It's a disaster. Use a mat always. Now the newer, I think I've seen somewhere that they offer a new Cameo cutting tool like this, which cuts bigger, which is fine, but 30 centimeters by 30 is great. Anyway, they offer, yeah, I put the vinyl onto the cutting mat. They had as well bigger, like this. It's twice the size. It's like 24 by 12 inches. So I use it sometimes for bigger designs, or maybe when I cut some decals, you know, with another kind of vinyl, like Oracle 651 or etc. I use that one. Anyway, for this, we place into the cutter here. I'll show better. Sorry, I'm shaky again. Like that. So you place it where it shows. It's a pointer here where it counts on the one end, and then you make sure it's equal. Then you just press load cut mat, which I'll try to do with one hand. Then it sucks it in a bit. Now this is ready to cut. Here we have to make some just a bit short adjustments onto the design, like the area where we cut. It's usually on automatic, like the size of the cutting mat, but we have to make it according the size of the vinyl we put, which in that point I cut it the whole length as it is, 12 inches 30 centimeters, but the height, but the length the width actually, sorry, is shorter than the mat, so we need to adjust this here, and here on the height is fine, as you see, but we need to do the width, which, if I remember correctly, was 23 centimeters. So here how it comes shorter, and we need to fit in this, which you basically can use that tool here on the top and make it center it, and automatically it goes into the cutting design. Then you hit here send, it brings you to the next page. Here I've been cutting some metallic stuff before, so we need just to also adjust the material. Here when you hit it on the top, it gives you quite a lot of models of vinyl. You can, not only vinyl but cardstock and stuff, you can cut with this cameo tool, cameo cutter. So just go for a heat transfer smooth, which is the normal, and it's, the blade is 2, the speed is 8. I use always as well 8 speed, don't have patience, and I always do double cut on my designs, because I find out the vinyl, the model, the brand vinyl I work with fits better into these settings, but this you have to discover yourself and according the instructions from your supplier of vinyl. Then we can hit send, and to start, okay, first it asks you send mirror or send as it is. I always like to do my designs mirrored myself, then so I always send it as send as is. And to cut it into the mirror shape, this is because once you weed off the extra vinyl and place it onto the t-shirt, it comes to the right direction. Now I'm going to pause the video for a bit, because it will take roughly like 3-4 minutes to cut that one, and then we come back when we're gonna weed it off and show how that goes. Okay guys, we are back. The design is ready. Just hit unload. I'll try to catch it quickly with one hand because to spit it out. Okay. Right, now we take it off from the cutting mat. It's a sticky background on the cutting mat, so it allows, I mean, make sure the design is not moving when it cuts, because then it's a problem. Alright, now we're going to weed that up, and for that we use a special tool, a hook, special weeding tool it's called. At the beginning I used something which I got from the DIY shop, and it was like this kind of thing, but it's not quite nice, although I worked quite a long time with this. But the original stuff is this, guys, things like that, very sharp end, and this is brand of Caesar actually, I think, yeah. It's already off the sign from usage, but this thing, you need it to save some, that's not some, but a lot of headaches. Now it's gonna be quite difficult to show you exactly how and what, because with one hand. Basically, you start from one corner, just take off a little bit from this and start weeding it slowly, and the cutting design stays on the sticky background, the carrier, which it's made from 2 parts. One is the vinyl itself, and you have a plastic carrier behind, which actually goes on the press and leaves the design onto the apparel, t-shirt, whatever it is. So I'll try to leave my phone here and somehow, sorry for the shake again, somehow show you. It's not gonna drop. Okay, here start from the edge a little bit, take off a little bit just to pick up like that, and then start working. I'll work on the flat surface here like this. Take your time. There are different kind of vinyls. One is easier to weed, other is slower. You know, you have to figure out with whichever kind you work, the tricks. Like for example, I used to work with scissor easy weed, which is very nice, very thin and very quickly weeding compared with this. But the headache I had is that it's very thin, and this sometimes it's ripping it off, and most of the time I don't know, but I found out that after quite a few washing, because it's very thin, microns like 0.6 or something it was, I don't remember exactly, but after quite a few washings in the laundry, machine, after you wash the t-shirt, it starts just breaking, which I don't like it, my client neither, so I work with very simple basic vinyls. In the cases I don't require some specific metallic colors, or there are many different colors and many different types actually. So you remove the extra background. Here's the design, here's the part we worked, flipped it over. Now we're gonna weed the extra inside, like the letter fillings, the bird filling and stuff. You have to use now that hook. And take your time, like a few seconds, minute to 5, whatever, and weed it up. Remove the extra. Luckily this design is just few letters, otherwise if it's a complicated design you need more time. This kind of printing, guys, it's suitable not for home printing. It's great for a home business and great for small quantities of production, like 5, 10, 20 t-shirts, something like that. Although I have done 50, 100 of this in an order, but it takes too much time. There are other kinds of printing which you can use for the bigger quantities, bigger orders, like screen printing, etc. But heat transfer vinyl, I suggest you use it for a small quantities of order up to 10, 20, 30, whatever you like actually, it's up to you guys. This is the printed design. I don't know if you have seen well the whole procedure. Now we are moving to the press, where we have to arrange the t-shirt. The press is heated up already, and we're gonna press that thing on the top. Just leave it for a second here. Try somewhere to leave my phone so you can actually see what I do. I don't know, guys, you're gonna see it or not. I'm going to explain you anyway, so hopefully you get the idea. First here, maybe later there, where I use 100% always cotton, 100% cotton t-shirts, and if you see this 100% cotton, this is size S. You need to align it well on the heat press. Leave like the color outside, the edge of the color outside of the press. Make sure it's straight. I always use my hands, like 2 hands, and slide it up, both sides equally, and put just the color of the t-shirt out. Make it sure it's flat everywhere, no wrinkles and stuff. Now, here how it looks like in general. What I do, every vinyl has a specific temperature of printing, the pressing time. That one is 12 seconds. The one I use at the moment, as this meter is not working quite well, showing the correct temperature. It's all 30 years old press, guys, so I use my meter just to make sure it's 150-155 degrees. If you move 5 degrees up and down for the vinyl, that's not a problem at all. So I'm on the correct temperature. The design is here. I'll just try to leave somewhere my phone, maybe like here, because I'm gonna need 2 hands to use. Now you can see my back only, but sorry about that. First, what we do, we pre-press the t-shirt. Don't close it with the pressure. Just hold it up on the t-shirt for a few seconds, 5-10 seconds, and this way you're gonna vaporize the moisture out of the t-shirt, and leave it like 5-10 seconds, because you heat the bottom button as well to take out the moisture. This is a measurement which you take, so the vinyl sticks well and better. Then what you do, you place the vinyl on the top, and I use my line just to make sure I use like 3-4 fingers from the color from here bottom, so like that. Make sure 3-4 fingers, and then I use from one end of the design to the end of the t-shirt. I make sure it's equal. It's like 17 here and a half. Here is less obvious. Here's like 15, so I need to move the design a bit on the left just to make it central, straight. Some guys use the technique, you flip over the t-shirt, make it sure it's correct and a nice straight, press it, and gives you in the middle here straight edge, and judge according to this. I tried to do that, it didn't give me a nice outcome, maybe because of the t-shirt itself material. It's too shaky and it's too, I mean, I couldn't manage to make it straight line. This is what I mean. So I just use my time here, and that's it. Okay, this is almost correct. Another half centimeter on the left, like this. Make sure the design is straight and right. The carrier is sticky, so I use it to leave it like that. It doesn't fall down. I'll just maybe hit it a bit to catch, and make sure the design itself, it's straight line down as well. Okay, it takes a few seconds now. I'm talking, and it takes me more time, but usually it's faster. It's up to you. So this is it. Now it's good and straight to be printed. Okay, we press, count 12 seconds. And the design will be ready. The t-shirt will be ready. Okay, then we remove the sticky carrier, and the design stays onto the t-shirt. This is a little bit hot, be careful. There is a sticky carrier, the background of the vinyl. What I do, and what you should do too, cover it with a protective piece of paper, not paper, this is not silicone, but how you call that? I switch off now, forgot the name. This kind of coverage, and pre-press it for additional 5-10 seconds. Make sure the design is well done and stuck to the t-shirt for good. This is it. T-shirt is ready. Here we go. There we go, guys. Nice printed t-shirt. The design the client wants. Straight, correct, everything is good. Nice. So this is how you print a t-shirt, guys. I'll show you more in the future when there is involving, I mean, when the designs will be involving other kind of printing, because I use sublimation printing onto t-shirts sometimes and other stuff, or or other kind of printing. So I'm gonna show you this in the future videos. This was for now. Hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.